Congratulations, Sargent College Class of 2022. For all you have endured over the past 2 years, you and your families and loved ones certainly deserve to celebrate. When Dean Moore first asked me to give this Sargent College commencement address, I accepted the challenge as an opportunity to reflect on how you as a class and as individuals have faced with grace such a time of chaos. I am here to say that you are special. You will do special things because you've been through a ring of fire, through a time of chaos. Our lives and our trajectories are strongly influenced by our respective privilege. These are the hands that we are dealt, and to whom we are born, and where and when. Is it to a house of peace, a community of peace, a country of peace, a time of peace? Are our parents separated, alive, in love? Are they financially secure or economically stressed, well or poorly educated, loving or angry, sick or healthy? So many factors affect how we are raised and how we arrive at Boston University, a bastion of privilege, and eventually at Sargent, where we are coddled, made to feel important and secure, but challenged to do better, to be well prepared on our way to elsewhere. And where indeed is elsewhere, as Sargent is but a way station on the way to your dreams. What is the phenotype of a Sargent graduate? And how is she or he imprinted by Sargent? How will Sargent affect what you do in the future? First and foremost, you have made the decision to serve, be it in physical therapy, occupational therapy, or any of the health professions, or in further pursuit of training in medical or graduate school, and all as perennial scholars and as teachers of the next generation of health professionals. You are even more unique in that you have been imbued with fairness and diversity, hallmarks of Sargent's culture. Take a moment to appreciate your parents in the audience. Also remember your teachers who have taught and guided you, your classmates from whom you've probably learned the most, and your significant others with whom you have chosen to spend your life. Then actively chart your course, not allowing yourself to be passively blown by the winds, but to buck the obstacles and to change course adeptly with no regret as your skills and attributes, faults and foibles reveal themselves. While keeping an open mind and heart, don't worry about maintaining an active search for mentors to help guide you in the many stages of development that you will encounter. Do not be put off by the youth or the seniority of the mentors you seek. Look instead for the expertise and qualities that you need at a particular time. But importantly, you must bring something to the table. When I left BU, Dean George McKechnie, a ball of fire Scotsman, Dean of Sargent for many decades, made sure I had an academic mentor at Indiana University, Midge Phillips, a former Sargent graduate and a brilliant PhD mathematician. So you may go in many, many different directions. She mentored me while I taught as an instructor in physical education. She helped guide my pre-medical and early graduate student development, what courses to take, how to apply to medical school, which I eventually chose over PhD training, what summer jobs to pursue, whether to get married or wait, how to approach a combined graduate school admission for an MD for me and an MBA for my husband-to-be, Jack, how to prepare for interviews, how to choose a new location. So there's so many things you don't know at each stage, and you need help in order to execute those periods of your life. In my case, the course was circuitous and became even more so. Along the way, however, my family, husband Jack, children, Shauna, Tara, and Jake, who are here, and cherished mentors and friends, these were the most important factors in our subsequent lives and careers. Closer to home, how are you, who are imbued with the Sargent spirit, going to make the transition from undergraduate and graduate school to the real world? This is a time of life normally the least predictable, meant to be a time of exploration and adventure, as you may not yet be ready to make a commitment. Please know that you have survived in a period of extreme chaos, and you have done so with great uncertainty, with an unimaginable degree of flexibility, but often accompanied, understandably, by some degree of loneliness, mild at times, but at sometimes profound. Please be assured that on the bright side, the job market now favors the supplicant. However, the offerings may not be quite perfect for you, particularly if you want to take gap courses and gap years to advancement or a new profession. Still, you are all well poised, having learned to be monastic and self-sufficient. You are more than skilled at solving problems on your own. Google it. With knowledge and wide communication more than ever at your fingertips. However, you are also facing a world in chaos, seemingly ruled not by reason, kindness, or science, but by unprincipled madmen with itchy, immoral fingers on nuclear weapons, capable of unleashing them with a minimum of provocation. Your reproductive rights, in place for half a century, are now endangered, seriously under siege, when you most need them. It is against this precarious backdrop of chaos and uncertainty that you are now required to make your decisions. Again, you are all well-positioned, well-trained to face these challenges, and are poised even more to become part of the solution. Your important decision to serve must be coupled with a commitment to lifelong learning and writing, leaving no room for boredom, no leisure except that which regenerates the body and mind, with no expectation of appreciation except to rejoice when it comes. You must be flexible enough to be resilient and rebound from adversity with resolve, as you have been doing over these past 2 years. Stay the course. Keep doing what you're doing. It is important and far better to find joy in the beauty of movement, the excitement of discovery, the satisfaction of helping others, the closeness of friends and family. It is also crucial to always incorporate research of some kind into your work and enjoy the thrill of the chase, keeping your work moving forward regardless of how incremental the progress. Accept losses and enjoy even small gains, for they may be all that you'll see over time, as translation from discovery to application may not always occur even in your lifetime. Somehow, through quiet introspection, out of the maze, you will see the way to your calling, and the best way, often unexpected, to use your gifts. Meanwhile, be sure to enjoy those about you without taking advantage of them in moments of panic. Take a breath, be considerate, and again, stay the course. What was life like at Sargent in the 1950s, the late 1950s? Have times changed? Certainly the tuition of $300 a year has changed, but somehow below the rate of inflation. Many things, however, have not changed. Boston University early on defined the meaning and the realization of diversity and inclusion, epitomized by the swelling, inspirational sermons of Howard Thurman, Dean of the Marsh Chapel, by the fact that Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King chose to come to BU, by the democratization in the 50s of the dormitories and dining halls by Dean George McKechnie himself, when waiters could be class presidents. The culture frowned on social cliques, instead fostering an environment where excellence and egalitarianism prevailed, emanating from BU's streetcar origins, its service of first-generation scholars, and its willingness to take chances on late bloomers. Many things have improved. The academic offerings have substantially broadened. The faculty are world-class, as is you, our student body. Our endowment has increased. Our reach is now worldwide. After being elected as freshman class president, I was called to Dean George McKechnie's office. He congratulated me on the election, but wondered, by the way, why I had not paid my tuition. I confided in him that despite having graduated as a salutatorian of my class at Braintree High School, I had only a $50 scholarship to my name. He thereafter arranged for me to wait table and somehow conjured up the rest of my tuition by additional scholarships and by work at Sargent Camp for all my remaining years at Sargent and BU, for which I owe Sargent and BU an enormous debt of gratitude. Life was certainly different in those eras. We traveled by trolley and subway. Upper class lived in small groups in large turn-of-the-century mansions along Cambridge Avenue, along Massachusetts Avenue in Cambridge, where Sargent was situated next to the Harvard Law School. I had the room with the only window exiting to a black tar roof where all we ladies sunbathed. My housemates loved Jack, my husband-to-be, as he brought his handsome, wholesome self and other Marine Corps officers as dates. I recall all the women in the house exiting in a snowstorm to lift his Volkswagen Beetle out of a snowbank so that he could return to duty in time. I cannot overemphasize the importance of choosing the right mate. If the choice is right, life thereafter can be gratifying as a partnership of compromise with a two-way sacrifice for each other, where the joy of togetherness and family gives way to the satisfaction of productivity and to the serenity into the golden years. Our classes were small with unusual variety. They were exciting, challenging, and we were exposed to a culture of equality, diversity, and activism, as is your class and generation, and most importantly to can-do expectations. We wore pennies and jumpers as uniforms for non-classroom activities, and we were all women. Our teachers were dedicated and excellent. How then are the present times different? Your time is considerably more stressful, yet you, as did we, somehow came to be guided at important turning points in life by epiphanies that are destined to determine what, how, and who we could and should become. Our fascinating courses in biology and physiology pointed me toward medical school, which I entered after teaching at Indiana University for 2 years, a job that Dean McKechnie arranged, which allowed me to finish my pre-medical requirements. My subsequent epiphanies after medical school were to do a surgical residency, unheard of at that time for women, to be a pediatric surgeon, to do increasingly complicated research throughout my career in developmental biology and genetics as a surgeon scientist without fear of dipping into the unknown, all while striving to be a good mother, wife, and friend, and listening, to remain open to epiphanies at every stage. You will learn most from your patients as you gather new skills. You will learn from your research, where 90% is optimization, not failure. You will learn to listen, to be open and forgiving, and forgiven. Going forward, be receptive to each epiphany. You cannot predict when such insights will come, but accept them openly when they come, like a kaleidoscope, which opens and closes. Be prepared to ponder your vision and the direction in which it will guide you. Your epiphanies may reveal ideas that you can't deny, and a dedication to a goal, an amorphous plan that will become more structured as time goes by. Heed your epiphanies. Follow your dreams. Leave imbued with the Sargent spirit and chart a course that encompasses the constant pursuit of excellence, beauty, joy, and with perseverance and resilience for when things don't seem right. Embrace the adventures to come. And when you meet others and one another, remember the Welsh hymn often played to the glorious strains of Mendelssohn's Fifth Symphony. Hail guest, we ask not what thou art. If friend, we greet thee hand and heart. If stranger, such no longer be. If foe, our love will conquer thee. Go forward from this commencement in peace, under an umbrella of good luck, with the grace of giving, with new skills, new insights. God bless you. God bless Boston University. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.